Hey everyone, today we're going to watch a high school student named Naz. Even though English isn't her first language, she speaks it like a native. A native English teacher, Ronnie, even described her English as exceptional. So let's find out. Is Naz's English really that exceptional? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like.
My name is Ronnie. I'm from the U.S. What is your name?
I'm Naz. Nice to meet you.
Naz.
Would you want me to introduce myself?
Yes, please.
Cool. Okay, I'm Naz. I'm 14 years old right now. And well, I'm from Turkey, and I'm currently living in Turkey. But my father's a captain soldier, so we move around a lot because of his job. Usually, located in Turkey. But we went to Cyprus and lived in North Cyprus for about 2 years. So yeah, that was cool. That was a cool experience.
Wow! Naz's English is truly impressive. She speaks super fluently.
And yeah, it's like for us, the things I like to do usually, I like to sing, dance, cook, bake. I like baking more than cooking because it's a treat. It's like you get to eat a fancy dessert after you bake. It's like rewarding yourself. So I think I like baking more. But yeah, I like listening to music, singing English.
Just a small fix. We say I like singing in English or I like singing English songs. Yours is almost perfect.
Roller skating, playing volleyball. I was going to learn tennis, and it made me feel good. But then, I'm going to have an exam this year, so it kind of stopped because I don't really have the time for it right now. But it seemed like a cool sport, and I'm going to learn it right after I finish this year. Yeah, and I like reading novels usually, but I think that's all.
Okay. So how is it that you speak English so well? Where did you learn English?
First of all, thank you. I appreciate it. And secondly, well, there was a school called PAS, Pekan Laboratory School. And it was like all our teachers were English. They came from different countries, like England and America and Canada or Australia and stuff, like India. It was like they didn't know any Turkish, and we didn't know any English. And I was only 6 years old when I got accepted in the school, and it was like we were 16 people, including me. And at first, I remember not understanding anything. It was like when I would come home, and my mom would ask me. She'd be like, "What did you learn today, sweetheart?" And I would be like, "Nothing. Like, I don't know. I didn't understand anything. I don't know." And it was like we had little notebooks. We had little sketchbooks. We would draw in them what we did that day, like what came to mind, because we didn't know how to write yet.
It seems like Naz has especially adopted a British accent. And if I hadn't heard all this background information, I might have thought she was actually British.
It was like at the end of the day, we had a time that we would get around a table, and we would write and illustrate our day. But we didn't know how to write back then, so we drew. And like my first times were always like, I didn't understand anything. Look, we learned this today and stuff. But then my mom told me, like, one day, it was like the TV was open and I was actually enjoying a program that was in English. And then the woman there said, "Sit down." looked at my mom, made eye contact, like pulled out a chair and sat. Mom was shocked by my behavior. She was like, "What happened, sweetie?" And I was like, "When our teacher wants us to sit down, she says sit down. That's why I sat down." And like then after that day, I started getting some phrases. I started actually understanding it. Then I started making conversations and stuff. And you know the funny part? I remember when I was like my first time, like the first day I set foot there, um, all I knew in English was hi, my name is Naz, how to tell my age, and my favorite color, which was pink back then. Now it's short here. And like some animals and some more colors. I knew animals better than colors, by the way, but not all of them. Like I could count two, and some numbers. Those were the only things I knew in English when I set foot there. It was like if someone would come up to me and say, like the weather is great, right? Don't you think so? I'd stay there, be like, what are they talking about? Like I would understand this thing for you, and like I couldn't even respond well because I wouldn't even be able to communicate with them. But it was like they didn't actually they taught us like we were their children, like how a mother teaches their native language to a baby.
By the way, even native English speakers make grammar mistakes sometimes. Honestly, I can't really find anything to criticize about Naz's English. Well done, Naz.
Because they don't have a connection, like a communication way, a language between them. And the teachers, they were like, they showed us the objects. They made us play games and stuff to learn those. And it was like we had coded things. Like we had songs, and when we didn't do the movements when we heard the songs, we wouldn't be able to get out of the classroom until we get it right. Like our duty outside and stuff. It's like they made us do things, and when we repeated them every day, we kind of learned them. And it was like we had no choice but to learn English because the teachers didn't know any Turkish. We didn't know any English. All of our lessons, including maths, science, everything, was in English. It was like and it was forbidden for us to speak Turkish during classes. And we were only 6. We were 16 people, including a bunch of kids. And we were forbidden to speak Turkish with each other, even because the teachers wouldn't be able to understand us. So it was really hard, but we kind of got used to it after some time. Like at first we just stare at each other, smile, turn our back because we couldn't speak Turkish. It was forbidden.
Wow.
And
oh my goodness.
we were like, we had to learn it no matter what to be able to tell our problems, to be able to understand things that are going on around you. It was like we had no other choice. We had no other path to go on. It was like we just had to understand.
Right.
And it was like now when I actually go to school and stuff, my friends say that, well, if I went to your school, I'd be as good as you. But well, yes, they would be in a better condition in English. I agree, but that's just the way. Like some of them just, that's just the way that some people try to make themselves feel better. Yes, I agree. They didn't have the same education I had, and if they did, I believe that they would have made miracles happen. I assure you, they would. But the thing is, when they say it like, if I went there, I would have done the same. That's not right. That's just unfair because when I was 6, When they came home from school, they took their phones and tablets and books, and they were like, they were so, they played on the playgrounds and stuff. And when I came home, I opened my notebook and actually tried to learn and memorize the things that we learned. Okay, I
Right.
worked so hard and for years to build this. It was like it didn't
Mhm.
happen in an instant. It wasn't just their teaching. Yes, it affected me so much. I accept that, but
Uh-huh.
I put so much work into that. And if I took my phone and laid on my bed playing it all day long, I wouldn't be like this. It's like I wouldn't be able to speak and I wouldn't be able to understand anything. Because I put
Right.
a lot of hard work into it. And it's not just saying you had good education. It's not just that.
It's not. You're absolutely right, because there are people who didn't have a good education and they brought themselves up to a level where they could have better things in life. And just like you said, exactly, you had a great education, but if you didn't put it into practice, if you didn't study, if you didn't try, you would have gone nowhere. So
Yeah.
it's good that you you can be proud of what you did because you did it. It wasn't the education, it was you. You put in the work, you accepted the education, and you made it work for you. And it shows because your English is exceptional.
Thank you. I appreciate it.